To start the About Me app, the first thing you're going to do is open up a web browser on your iPad, then type the following URL at the top. Once the page opens, you're going to look for a link that says Project Files. Tap on that. Then it'll ask you if you want to download the aboutme.zip. Tap Download. Once it has finished downloading, you're going to click on the download button at the top of your browser. Choose About Me. Once you're here, you're going to tap and hold the aboutme.zip and choose Uncompress. Once it has finished uncompressing, you're going to open up Swift Playground. You will go to the file browser, make sure it's under Downloads, and choose the About Me project to load. Once it has loaded, you can test out the About Me app by tapping the play button at the very top. And you can navigate through the 4 sections. Before we get started, it's important to orient ourselves with the 3 different views. Currently, I'm in the code view. If I would like to see all the files in my project, I'll click on the top left-hand corner icon for the project file view, and you can see the various files that are part of this project. If I want to preview the app, there is an app preview icon right next to the 3 dotted icon where I can preview the app. To start off, make sure you're in Content View and then toggle to the app preview. As you look at this, you can see that it's in a tab view and there are 4 different views: Home View, Story View, Favorites View, and Fun Facts View. Those are represented by the 4 icons at the bottom in the app preview. If we were to comment one of these views out, you will see that that tab option is no longer available. We're going to go back and uncomment that tab out. And you can see the Story tab now appears. If we would like to change the name of the tab, we can easily do that. By changing the name beside the label. If we want to change the icon, we can look at the system images. So we click on the star icon at the top. You can see that there are a number of system images available to us. So if we want to use the location fill, we can go back and type in location.fill. Make sure that it's spelled exactly as listed in the system image library, or else it won't show up. Looking at our app, you can see that there is information in it. This information is actually being pulled from a file in our projects. If we go to the project file view and we choose the data file, you'll now see the information inside this file is represented inside our app. What we're going to do is we are going to customize this information. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to change the name. Go ahead and change the name to your name. And now you will see the app update accordingly. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to change this placeholder image. You can see it's referred to over here. Placeholder is actually an asset at the very bottom. What we want to do is we want to add an image that we've taken from our iPad. So click on the plus icon beside edit at the top. Choose photo. You can go to your photo library, choose an image. What you will have to do is name it, press return. Next, go back to data, and now we have to type in the name of our asset. Now if we go to app preview, you can see the changes have been made. Go ahead and customize the information you see in the data page. Before we move on to each page's view, let's look at the information and how it's stored. You can see that we have this word information is equal to, and there is other information inside there labeled by the name and then a colon and a value. So you have image, name, story, hobbies, foods, colors, and fun facts. Now if we go to our home view, this is our home page here, and you can see that it has something called VStack, which means that it's going to stack the information vertically. If we change the text here, you can see that it also changes the text on the page. You can see that after the text, there is an image. The image that it loads is represented by information.image. It is resizable with aspect ratio, corner radius, and padding, which determines how this image is going to look. The information.image is pulled from our data file here, information.image. We could add another image inside here, but we would have to call it a different name like image2, and we could load another asset for the value. And we would simply have to copy this code over to add another image. And you can see now that there's two images. Also, you can see that there's also an information.name. That is also pulling from our information.name value, which is currently Mr. Liu. Going back to the home view, you can see if you need to add more images or text, you can simply copy the text and add in the data into your data file and pull it into your app here. So try customizing this page to provide information about you. Next thing we're going to do is look at changing our story page to your story. So if we go back to File Browser and we go to Story View, you can see that the information in the story is set to scroll view so that you can scroll through the story. And the information that is getting pulled is that information.story. So if we go back to our data file, you can see we have information and the story value here. So what you can do is customize the story to your own story, and it will update the story page. After we finish with our story, we're going to customize the favorites view. And you can see that under favorites, there's hobbies, foods, and favorite colors. So in the favorites view file, you can see that there's hobbies, foods, and favorite colors. Under each one of these, you can see that it's referring to our data file, information.hobbies, information.foods, and information.colors. So if we go back to our data file, you can see that this information is stored here. We can replace this with our own system images. If we delete that, click on the star icon at the top, and you can see the name for the various icons. When you choose one of the icons, you're going to have to delete everything except for the name of that system image. And it has updated in our favorites view. We can also change our foods to different emojis for our food. Just make sure that it's surrounded by quotation marks. And we can also change it to different colors as well to represent our favorite colors. So customize this page to represent your favorites. Now for our last page, which is the fun facts view. You can see that there's a button at the bottom that shows random fun facts. So looking at our page, you can see that our title is here, and it's getting our data from information.funfacts, and it wants to show it randomly. So So what we can do is, if we go back to our data view, you can see all the fun facts here separated by a comma. So now what you can do is add your own fun facts, make sure that they are surrounded by quotation marks. And now you will see the fun fact that you have added pop up randomly. If you would like to customize the button, you can add padding to it to make the button slightly bigger. You can also add background color to your button so that it stands out. And you can see that our button is now a lot bigger with some padding and is the color red. So go ahead and add your own fun facts and customize the look of your fun facts view page.